Hey 38 friends and fans, this is Mike. I am currently in Thailand with my lovely wife Angela and our dog. It's 2:15 in the afternoon on a Saturday here, and that means it's 2 or 3 or 1 a.m. depending on which time zone you're in back in the States. So it's middle of the night for you, but we just found out that Jimmy Buffett passed away. Age of 76, he was surrounded by friends and family and his dogs, he said. And so I know many of our beach fans are also drawn to Jimmy Buffett's legacy and his music. He certainly had a huge influence on me. I saw him in concert the first time in perhaps 1985 or 86 at the Oak Mountain Theater in Birmingham, Alabama. I had no idea who Jimmy Buffett was. I was just going because some friends of mine asked me to go, and changed my life because I never knew I was a beach guy until I went to that concert. And since then, I've seen him, probably 24 times over the years, including in very small venues. I got to see him perform once because my mother and brother and I went to see him perform for a very small group at Margarita in New Orleans. And so, he's the Pied Piper at the beach. And it hasn't really settled in on me yet because I just found out the news a few minutes ago. And he's been such a profound influence in my life, and I know in many of your lives, that I think it's going to take a while for this one to settle in and to realize what an incredible legacy he left. Decades of music, a $2 billion licensing and marketing empire, a guy from Mobile, Alabama, barely attended college before he was kicked out, and a guy who honestly, I feel like talent-wise, and I don't mean to diminish his impact, but talent-wise, he has the voice of any guy you can go see in any bar any night of the week in pretty much any town in the world. But it wasn't about his voice or his musical talent, it was about his storytelling, his ability to give us all an escape when we need it the most. And I know many of you are still looking for that escape, and I know many of you turn to 30A for that escapism. And I just want to say cheers. Cheers to Mr. Buffett. Thank you for all that you
Legendary singer Jimmy Buffett, that has been famously known for his hit Margaritaville, has died at 76.
Been working. Jimmy Buffett has been going non-stop for most of his adult life.
Heading out to San Francisco.
Since his days as a young street performer in New Orleans' French Quarter, as he told us back in 2017.
Do you think there would be a Jimmy Buffett if there wasn't a New Orleans?
That's a very interesting question. I don't think there ever would have been. I mean, those years being here really were formative years for me, and it made me a better professional player so that I thought I could make that leap. This was no training ground for all of that. Now, that's an interesting question because I think no, it probably would not have happened.
And now, more than 50 years later, he's still in the game. But he does acknowledge that there's a finish line ahead.
Throughout your career, a lot of your songs have also dealt with very serious subjects. You've talked a lot about mortality, and on this album, you talk about mortality.
Yeah.
Do you think about that a lot?
There's an end coming up there. At 73, I look ahead at people that I know now. We just lost one who was a dear friend and a great inspiration, Carl Reiner at 98. That's who I look at up there. And then I look at the 80-year-olds that are still doing it, and I look at the late 70-year-olds that are still doing it. So that's who I'm watching.
I wish the whole wide world could swim along. It's like time.
The song was written well before the current political storm, but it seems all the more appropriate now.
It's like time.
Because it's
unpopular?
Well, the thing of it is, it's not because it's unpopular, because I'm unpopular. I was unpopular for quite a while, so then I got popular. So, I don't know why I wouldn't play it, other than the fact that when I normally would play it is when it was quiet at the end of a show, because it's not something that in our shows as they took on celebratory things like Mardi Gras. And you're always, when you're writing shows and when you're, as a performer, you're writing, there's only a couple of simple things. You've got recognition, you got energy, and it's either high energy or low energy. And you kind of set that by different melodies, and so there's 2 or 3 things that can make a show go. And ours are a lot of high energy. You have to drop of course you have to have some talents that the audience needs to rest, and you want to get some more thoughtful songs in. So that's where Death and Unpopular always, if I played it, would probably be at the end as an acoustic song at the end of the show. But
So Robert, one more question.
What?
Has the meaning of the song changed for you since you wrote it?
I tell you no, because the interesting thing about being quarantined and not being out there running at full speed is to do this and look back on these songs, because I forget I've been doing this for 45 years and I've written a lot of songs, and it's kind of having a little vacation with my former self here to play these songs. And this one I know I could play. Like I said, I played that just right off the top of my head. There's some other ones like Love in the Library, which I'm having to relearn, but I love that song too. They just take me kind of back in my own mind at that time before all this was happening. I was just writing these songs. This is the way we're recording. We're practicing on live shows again, but using dogs. I'm pretty sure we played to 2 people. But right now we're going to play to 2 dogs. And this is a captive audience here. Let's see. You're going to like this, because you know why? You know why you're going to like this song? Oh, quit eating off the floor. You're going to like this song because in the end, the poet, when he makes the money, he leaves all his money. You know that? He leaves his money to the dog.
Jimen's death has been reported by his family, surrounded by his family, friends, music, and dogs. Jimen's cause of death has not been reported officially, and Tide News Media will not make any speculations, but we promise to keep you updated in case anything is put out official. Our thoughts goes out to Jimen's family and loved ones, and may his soul rest in eternity. Don't forget to subscribe to Tide News Media and turn on your bell so that you don't miss out on any videos that we upload. We love you guys and stay safe. Bye bye.